or Shelter Woods, or Ironworks of Misery, or like yeah, the places with these god loops. Until the breakable walls are interacting with those god loops that I know and understand, I could give two fucks what they're doing. Fuck the breakable walls. It's not gonna fix the gens. It's just gonna give killers something else to do. How about you do it? How about you fucking like, instead of like making us manually have to go fix the loops, why don't you fix them? How about that? How about you get your little computers out and program a fix to this fucking problem yourself? Don't make me have to go do it. Guess what? I break a breakable wall and there's another gen already done. Like, fuck you.
Test, because I mean it's such. Maybe we didn't understand it when we first built the first few maps, but the importance.
Can of Survivor Worms
and the timing of all the elements. Level design has become an extreme science here at the Engineer Studio.
We didn't understand in the.
Well, if level design is an extreme science, I don't understand how we can look at Haddonfield and think it doesn't need reworked. I don't understand how you can look at Disturbed Ward and be proud of your work. I don't understand how you can fucking look at the Suffocation Pit God loop or the Rancid Abattoir loop or how safe Thompson House is and be proud of your work. You know what's really funny? I was thinking about this like all day today. Oh yeah, Brutal Strength and Enduring should both be 50%. Brutal Strength should be 50% if you want that perk to be worth something. Seriously. Here's what I was thinking about today. But like with the Nurse and the Spirit Nurse, Shelter Woods, and Coal Tower, let's talk about all these maps. Everything that the survivors say is killer favored in this game. In my opinion, there is no such thing as killer favored. Absolutely not. Zero. The only thing that some of these maps are is less good for survivors. It's not that Coal Tower is an unbalanced map. A killer can still easily lose at Coal Tower. The Coal Tower has some strong stuff on it. As does, Shelter Woods is kind of bland, but it's still kind of big. But the only, Shelter Woods is big. That's its biggest problem. And there's a lot of jungle gems. But, like, for real, though. And Nurse and Spirit, like, Nurse and Spirit could realistically compete. The thing about the stuff that people say is killer favored in this game, it's not actually killer favored. Killers can just compete with you on those maps. They're less busted. So what happens is, like, when somebody picks Old Spirit or Old Nurse, what they were doing, except for Omega Blink. Omega Blink was the only exception that needed nerf because it actually beat 4-man comms. That's how you know it was, like, dumb. Because they could actually beat 4-man comms. But again, we don't balance for 4-man comms. If we balance for 4-man comms, Omega Blink could absolutely stay. But since we don't balance for that, it had to go. Which I was against the Omega Blink nerf as well, for that reason. Because it was like the only thing in this game that was objectively balanced enough for 4-man comms. As was Gen Grabbing Spirit. We had two killers that could effectively deal with 4-man comms, and they got nerfed. The reason for that is the killer could actually compete with you. That means when the killer outplayed you, it was more evident. That's like, well, like, maps that don't shut down the killer's skill are Coal Tower and Shelter Woods and the Stranger Things map, where all the pallets aren't safe as fuck. So the killer has room to outplay you at those maps. And guess what happens? When you give a killer player that's good room to outplay you, guess what happens? They outplay you. And then you die. And then you go, Coal Tower is unfair, man. Coal Tower is unfair. No, what happens is the killer has a fair chance to outplay you, and then you get outplayed because you're actually a shit tier survivor that shouldn't even be red rank, but the only reason you're red rank is that the game babies you. That's why you're red rank. Let's be fucking real. I saw these fucking red ranks that don't know how to fucking play, dude. Ridiculous. But like, that's the real story. Coal Tower is not an unbalanced map on that's killer favored. It's even, and the killer has room to outplay you at those maps, and then you lose because you actually suck. Because again, like, at least 40% of the survivors that are in the higher tiers of this game don't actually deserve to be there, because the game is actually just easy. They don't actually deserve to be there, but they can crank out gens. That's all they do. Like, if a survivor is like in the higher tiers, it says nothing about their kiting ability. All it says is they can crank the gens. If they can crank the gens, they can beat you. That's all that matters. If they can do a generator, they can beat you. Anybody that's not good at kiting is actually can be a very good support role. They don't have to be your main kiter to be good. They can be a very good support role. Learning how to kite is optional in this game. I've always said that about Survivor. It's optional. It's optional. If you can do the gens and have good map placement, you can beat a killer 4 times as good as you if you have the right support. Absolutely you can. So again, Coal Tower just offered the killer a fair chance, and the map is even, and guess what? Half the time the killer's skill shines through and the survivors lose at those maps because they're balanced. It's not that they're busted, it's that they're balanced, and the killer outplays the people they should be outplaying. If you dump the killer against the same group at fucking Rancid Abattoir or Haddonfield, they fucking get killed. Because it's broken. It's not that they're being outplayed, it's that it's broken. It's stupid.
That we do today.
That's it.
With all
So,
the analytics of the maps.
If we bring in a new gameplay mechanic like the breakable wall, we have to make sure to understand it correctly and apply it well to existing maps, which the plan is to actually implement this
Yes.
in earlier maps.
Yes.
Absolutely, you need to.
Once we've understood better how it affects gameplay.
And it's going to become.
But this is like the Haddonfield is horrible. But like again, my point is that this is the absolute worst map to try it out on because it's the new one. It's the one we know nothing about. If you added the breakable wall to Rancid Abattoir or Suffocation Pit, a map with a huge god loop that we all know how to run and we all know how to play, adding the breakable walls there would have a much bigger understanding of how, because like when the game comes out, when this chapter comes out, we're not going to know what to do with the breakable walls. We don't know when to use them, when to not use. If you put it at not Shelter Woods, if you put it at Rancid Abattoir, we would know immediately what to do with it. Terrible, terrible. These guys, like, they don't even know how to make a game. They don't even know how to implement new mechanics correctly. What makes them think this new character is going to be good?
A tool to be able to address some of the gameplay balance issues that might exist in some maps.
That might exist. That might exist. Shut up, Dave Richards, you fucking piece of trash. You fucking degenerate slime ball. You piece of fucking shit. You poorly groomed asshat of a man. That might exist on some maps. Oh yeah, because you know, guys, upon further review, Mount Ormond might be slightly unbalanced. Haddonfield, there might be just a few issues there. Oh yeah? Oh, maybe there's a few issues at Haddonfield. You think? Oh dear God, Dave Richards, I sure hope you fucking know there's issues at Haddonfield.
Let's go back.